In this short video, I'm going to show you how to set up an MLA formatted paper for this class. I'm using Microsoft Word and I'm working on a Mac, so yours might look a little bit different, but for the most part, the operations should be the same. I begin on the Home tab. Notice in the upper left-hand corner, Home is underlined. And I check my font. We want to set it to Times New Roman and make sure it's set to 12. Now you might have to change this again. It can be a little frustrating, so get ready for that. We then make sure that we're left aligned. Notice the left alignment is in gray here. And we check our line spacing to make sure it's set to double. So we click the 2.0. Then I like to go over to the Layout tab and make sure everything is laid out according to MLA standards. I check my margins and make sure they're set to 1 inch. And then I look at my indenting and make sure both of these numbers, left and right, are set to 0. I check my spacing numbers. They should both be set to 0. If those numbers aren't 0, change them, make them 0. Now it's time to start adding or inserting our header. Now, this could be a little confusing because I just called it a header, and it is a header. However, an MLA header includes the student last name and the page number. So for MLA, we use the page number tab here. We're going to select page number, and an MLA header goes at the top of the page, so we select that, and over to the right. It gives us a number, but we have to add your last name. So let's go ahead and do that and hit space. Now you might notice this isn't Times New Roman, and we've got to fix that. So we'll just highlight it real quick. We go back to Home, and notice sure enough it changed it to Calibri, so let's make that Times New Roman. We're now done with our MLA header, so we have to add a heading. Now that sounds pretty confusing because we've got header and heading, but they're slightly different. For this, we just click below the header, and the heading contains a few things. We begin with the student name, your name. Hit enter. Next, you want to include the instructor's name. Hit enter again, and now you want to put the course name. Enter one more time, and you include the date. And now when you put a date on an MLA paper, it goes in a certain format. We use day, month spelled out, and year. There's our complete header. We hit enter one more time, and now we stick the title in. So the title gets centered, so I'm going to change the gray outline or highlighting here from left to center. There are different ways you can build a title, and it's up to your instructor's expectations. I've got a video in my course that shows you how to use the hook, full title, or clever thing, serious thing formula. So I'll just put a placeholder in here. We hit enter once more. Now it's time to start building our paper. We want to move our alignment back over to the left. And I'm not going to sit here and make you watch me type a paper. I'm a very slow typer, so I've got some text ready to go. Notice I indented my paragraph. You always want to indent your paragraphs. I've used double spacing, single space after each period. All of the spacing down through the entire paper here is equal. Everything is double spaced. So these are the kinds of things you want to look out for on your paper. So there you have it. That's how to set up a paper in MLA format for this class. If you have any questions, catch me before or after class, or shoot me an email, and I'll be glad to help.